Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the third day of our 10-minute English challenge. Imagine a kingdom that was strong and rich, but very grey. There were no flowers, no tall trees, and no green grass. The king, after many years of war, wanted something different. He wanted a garden that would be the most beautiful in the world. He wanted a place where his soul could find rest. The king called for the 3 most famous gardeners in the land. He gave each of them a small bag of seeds and a piece of dry, dusty land. In 1 year, the king said, "I will return. Whoever shows me the most beautiful garden will become my royal advisor." The first gardener was greedy. The second was impatient, and the third was a quiet man named Thomas. The first gardener wanted results immediately. He didn't trust the simple seeds the king gave him. Instead, he went to the market and bought expensive, fully grown flowers and trees. He pushed them into the ground and painted the leaves to make them look brighter. He spent all his money on things that looked good on the outside, but had no roots on the inside. The second gardener planted the seeds, but he was too worried. Every morning, he would dig up the seeds to see if they were growing. He would shout at the ground, "Why are you so slow? Grow faster." Because he never let the seeds rest in the dark, they never had the chance to wake up. He was busy, but he was not productive. Thomas, the third gardener, did something very different. He cleared the rocks from the soil. He carried water from the river every morning and evening. He planted the seeds deep in the cool earth and covered them gently. Then he waited. He talked to the soil. He sang to the wind. He understood that a garden is not built, it is grown. The winter was long and cold. The first gardener's expensive flowers died because they had no roots to keep them warm. The second gardener gave up and went back to his house, complaining that the seeds were broken. But Thomas continued to work. He covered his land with straw to keep the seeds warm. He believed in what he could not see. One morning in spring, Thomas saw it. A tiny, bright green leaf was pushing through the dark dirt. It was smaller than a fingernail. To anyone else, it was nothing. But to Thomas, it was a miracle. It was the beginning of his dream. He realized that the greatest things in the world start with the smallest movements. The year ended, and the king arrived. He visited the first gardener. The garden was a mess of dead, painted wood. He visited the second gardener, whose land was empty and dry. Finally, he reached Thomas's land. The king stopped in his tracks. The air was sweet with the smell of jasmine and roses. The grass was like a soft green carpet. The king looked at Thomas and asked, "How did you do this with the same seeds I gave the others?" Thomas replied, "My king, I didn't make the flowers grow. I only made the soil ready. I gave them water, I gave them time, and I gave them my heart. The rest was done by the earth itself." The king smiled, for he had found his advisor. My friends, we are halfway through today's challenge. I want you to look at your English learning like this garden. Your mind is the soil. Every word you learn, every story you listen to, is a seed. Many people are like the first gardener. They want to look fluent quickly, without doing the deep work. But fluency, like a tree, needs roots. Don't be like the second gardener. Don't ask yourself every day, why am I not fluent yet? When you ask that question, you are digging up your seeds of confidence. You are interrupting the process of growth. Trust that the language is growing in your subconscious mind, even when you cannot see the green leaves yet. A seed must stay in the dark before it can reach the light. In your studies, you will have dark times, times when you feel confused, or times when you forget everything you learned. This is not failure. This is the winter of your learning. It is a time for your roots to go deeper. Stay patient. Stay quiet. Keep watering your mind. Thomas didn't water the garden once a month. He did it every day. This 10-minute challenge is your water. 10 minutes of listening every day is much better than 5 hours once a week. Consistency creates a rhythm that the brain loves. When you show up every day, your brain realizes that this language is important, and it begins to keep the seeds alive. Eventually, your English will start to have a fragrance. You will start to speak, and people will notice the beauty of your effort. You won't have to paint your words to look good. Your fluency will be natural because it comes from a deep place of practice and patience. You are building something that will last a lifetime. By choosing to stay for the full 10 minutes, you are becoming the royal advisor of your own life. You are taking control of your growth. You are proving that you are not greedy for shortcuts, and you are not a victim of impatience. You are a gardener of wisdom. Look at how much you have understood today. Think about the words you have heard in this story: greedy, impatient, jasmine, subconscious, consistency. These words are now taking root in your memory. You don't need to force yourself to remember them. Because you are relaxed and focused, your mind is absorbing them naturally. The roots are getting stronger. As you leave this video today, be careful who you let into your garden. Don't let the weeds of negative people tell you that you can't learn. Don't let the cold wind of fear stop you from practicing. Surround your mind with stories, with music, and with people who encourage your growth. Your garden is a sacred place. Every gardener knows that the harvest will come if the work is done. One day, you will walk into a room and speak English with ease. You will listen to a movie and understand every joke. That will be your harvest. It is not a dream. It is a mathematical certainty if you keep watering the seeds. Feel the peace of Thomas in your heart right now. As you listen to these words, realize that you don't need to hurry. You don't need to be better than anyone else in the world. You only need to be better than you were yesterday. When you plant a seed, you don't stand over it and worry. You trust the sun, you trust the rain, and you trust the life inside the seed. Today, I want you to trust the life inside your own goals. You have done the work today. You have finished the heavy lifting. Now, let your mind rest in the quiet joy of progress. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 1 year from now. Imagine you are walking into a room and speaking English with total confidence. Imagine the smiles on people's faces as they hear your stories. That person, that future version of you, is the secret garden we are building today. Every minute of this challenge is a brick in the wall of that garden. Every word is a leaf. You are not just learning a language, you are designing a new life. Be patient with the architect, for the masterpiece takes time. By staying until this very moment, you have given yourself a wonderful gift. In a world that is always rushing, you chose to stay still. You chose to listen. You chose to grow. This is the highest form of self-love, investing in your own mind. The seeds we have planted in this 11-minute journey will stay with you long after the video ends. They will grow while you sleep, and they will bloom when you least expect it. You are a true gardener of wisdom, and your harvest is guaranteed. Congratulations! You have officially completed the third 10-minute English challenge. This was our longest journey yet, and you didn't quit. You have proven that you have the soul of a master gardener. Go out into your day-to-day and look for the green leaves of progress in everything you do. Like, subscribe, and share this garden of hope with a friend. I am so incredibly proud of your patience and your focus today. I will see you in the next 10-minute journey, my friends.